So we're coming to the end of our cool season crops. We've got lettuce that's starting to bolt, some that isn't. We've got peas that are producing their heads off. But there's a way for both of these, lettuces and peas, to keep the harvest going a little bit longer. I'm going to let you in on those tips in this video. Hey, I'm Brian with Next Level Gardening. If you're looking to join an online garden community that offers tips, tricks, and support to help take your garden to the next level, you're in the right place. Get started now by clicking subscribe and click the bell so you never miss anything. Now let's get growing. How are your cool season crops doing? Are you kind of just now hitting their stride, or are they kind of petering out and you're just about to rip them out and make way for summer crops? Let me know down below in the comments. So the thing with lettuces and with peas is, as long as the heat is not coming too fast, you just want to keep harvesting. The more you harvest, the more they're going to produce. Now, things like head lettuce, that is designed to grow a head, you cut it off, and you harvest the whole thing at once. But leaf lettuce, like this red sales, can be harvested over and over and over again. There's a couple ways to do that. Now you can harvest the entire head at one time. These aren't really big enough yet to do that. And I've planted them kind of intensively in here because I don't harvest the entire head at once. All you have to do is go up to each plant and just pull off 2 or 3 of the outer leaves of each one. Now I can keep going through this entire container and get enough for several salads and still leave the plants there to be able to keep producing more leaves, because it's the outer leaves that are the oldest leaves. So keep picking the outer leaves, the plant's gonna keep putting on new leaves all the time. Now you can also harvest using the cut and come again method. With the cut and come again method, you basically take an entire head of lettuce and 2 inches above ground level, not too far down, you're gonna snip it off. And that is going to give you a nice bunch of lettuce to be able to make a salad with. In a couple weeks, that same plant is gonna put out an entirely new flush of growth, and you'll be able to harvest again. You can do that 2, 3, maybe even 4 times throughout the season. Now, if you wanna really take your lettuce harvest to the next level, you want a succession plant. And that just means every couple of weeks, sow another row of seeds. So every 2 weeks, you're gonna have them at different stages of maturity. So the first row, you harvest just like this. When you're ready for your next harvest, take the next row. When you're ready for your next harvest, take the next row. By the time you get to the end of 4 or 5 rows, you can go back to the first row because it's gonna have grown back. And so that's truly a great way to just extend the harvest even further. I have to say, I am more proud of these peas than any peas I've ever grown. I mean, they've got to be 10 feet tall, some of them. I've got 3 rows of peas. In the back, I have sugar snap peas. They're the ones that are the tallest. In the middle are these purple potted peas called Tut from Baker Creek. Now, legend has it, these are descendants from the seeds that were found in King Tut's tomb. Whether it's true or not, they're really awesome. They've got a great looking flower, and it's real easy to find the peas. You don't have to go searching for them because they're not camouflaged. So Tut's in the middle, and then the shorter ones in the front are my favorite pea of all time, and that is Lincoln. Now for the sugar snaps, the best time to harvest them is when you can see through them and they're just little baby peas and they're developing. They're still kind of flat. That's the best time to harvest the sugar snaps. For the Tut, those are more of a shelling pea, and so you want them to be nice and fat, but not overly fat. You don't want them to look like they're about to bust out of the pod, because at that point they're gonna get kind of starchy. Now Lincoln, let's take a look at Lincoln. Perfectly filled pods of peas, and I will tell you, Lincoln is the sweetest pea I've ever had. If you've never had a pea fresh from the garden, please add Lincoln to your list because you're gonna wanna try it. Literally, none of these ever make it in the house. So Lincoln is the best one to eat fresh. Now here's Tut. You can see it's super fat. It's very firm, and it's actually changing to green. So you know it's pushing the limit here. So if we open it up, they're really full, nice big peas, but they're okay. They're starchy. They're starting to get starchy, and so they're not as sweet. If you're gonna cook them, that's totally fine. But for eating fresh, I take Lincoln any day. Now, to extend the harvest with the peas, you just want to keep picking them. So as soon as they are ripe, pick every single one that's ripe, because peas, as in every plant, their goal is to reproduce, and they reproduce with their seeds, which are the peas, right? Don't let them reproduce. Get them to the point of almost being ripe, pull them off. The plant goes, what are these people doing to me? I want to have babies, and they keep taking my key to my babies. You know what I mean? So they keep producing, keep producing. It's kind of mean, maybe, if the plants had feelings, but do they? I don't think so. So the more you keep picking them, the more they will keep producing. Now with peas, you know, there's going to be mildew. That's the biggest enemy of peas, and they look real nice on the sunny side, but if you go back to the back side where it's shady, you're going to see some mildew starting. So that's really what starts to take peas down. I probably have another good week and a half. I could spray, but honestly, this is where my tomatoes grow, and I need to get them in there in the ground as soon as possible. So I'm going to give these about another week and a half. So everything that's on there now will be able to ripen. I'll be able to harvest them all and then get going with the tomatoes. And the great thing is, legumes like peas can pull nitrogen out of the air and fix them in their root systems. And now that we're getting toward the end of the season, if I cut them off, that nitrogen is going to be there for my tomatoes to take advantage of. That's totally a bonus tip, has nothing to do with harvest. One more bonus about peas, especially when you're getting to the end of the season, you know you're going to be pulling them soon. The very tips of the growing shoots, and you might even have some baby flowers in there, these are pea shoots, and they are delicious, plain or in salads. They taste almost like the pea. They're very sweet. They don't taste like lettuce or anything. They're really good. So when you get to the end of your season and you're going to be pulling them out, get all the pea shoots off of there. They'll last in the fridge for a while, and put them in your salads. All right, if you learned something, give the video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it, and I'll see you tomorrow.